welcome to Ahead of the Lane. I have a guest today, and introduce yourself to me.
Hi, I'm Will or Capri, as you might know me on Twitter. And guest in today's podcast. Very excited for it.
Yes, good. Thanks, man, for being with us. Today we're going to talk about the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the Europa League, the Premier League. We're going to talk about how our club is going to do today, and I want to know your thoughts. Like, where do you predict? Oh yeah, you got the poster at the back. Okay, where do you predict us? Like at the end of the season, where do you think we'll last? How do you think we'll do? Tell me everything.
Okay, so in the Premier League, I think it depends. Lots of long-time Spurs fans, like my dad, sort of
Mm-hmm.
sort of expect us to underachieve. So I say to him, like, we should be challenging with the squad we've got for maybe even first or second. But some people want top four. I think
Mm-hmm.
with the squad we've got, I think if you look at Man United and Liverpool, I think we're a better team. I think we've got a better manager, and the players. I think we have more quality going forward than those sides. I think recently Liverpool have showed that they aren't what they were last season, and I think if we can get some good team chemistry, and we've got quite a nice run of games coming up at the moment, I
Mm-hmm.
think we should definitely push for trying to finish in the top two, if not first.
I agree with you 100%. Honestly, when it comes to the league, I think you
Yeah,
have an amazing team. I think Liverpool and Manchester United are not up to our standard. Okay, maybe Liverpool is like better than us just a bit, in some positions here and there.
yeah.
But
With their injuries, I think right now,
yeah, they have the
yeah,
injuries. They've been playing their academy players and whatnot, and I think we're way
yeah,
better than them. Like if you want to talk about form, so I honestly think top two is the most realistic thing. I'll honestly be disappointed if we don't achieve that, especially with games like Aston
yeah.
Villa, Sheffield, Brighton. I think we can catch 3 points in every game, and then we have Liverpool on the 28th of this month. So what do you think? Do you think we're gonna win against Liverpool?
Home game, we all know what happens at Anfield. I think that's a bit of a banana skin for us
Mm,
because,
mm-hmm.
like, Anfield, that game could have gone two ways. We can talk about that game later, I guess. But for the home game, I think we should definitely try and go for 3 points. I mean,
Exactly, I
you
100%
know,
agree with you. I agree. I think especially because we're gonna play in our own stadium, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I
yeah,
think we can win easily against them. I mean, they've beat us in the last minute, in the Anfield. So why not try against them? Why not swing against them? Especially because like their best players aren't still back from injuries. Like Van Dijk, when is he gonna be back? I don't think he's gonna
I
be
think
back.
Van Dijk's out for a few more months. Yeah,
Exactly. Like I think with Van Dijk being out, I think we can go for them as long as we play attacking football. Though, like, does it concern you the way we play?
I mean, so on Twitter, I've seen, like, obviously I found you through the concerns about Jose's defensive game plans, which I share a little bit. I think for that game there, I don't think we should go with the same game plan we had at Liverpool, which was we relied on that one Bergwijn chance and the Kane chance. I think we should be a bit more aggressive, a bit more fluid in our football. Because we're a good team. We've got brilliant players: Højbjerg and Dombele, Sonny, Kane, um, Bergwijn. When he keeps the ball, very good. So
He's
yeah, we
good.
should definitely play some more attacking football. Obviously, maintain our defensive shape, but not
Not sit
near
back.
what we were playing against. Yeah, not as defensive. Definitely not.
Yeah, we shouldn't sit back. I honestly think Bergwijn wasn't as bad the last game. I honestly think he got unnecessary stick, and he
Yeah,
was, I think he was pushed under the bus by everyone because like everyone was very frustrating that game, and we missed so many chances we couldn't capitalize. But I think if we played this the way we played in the second half, which is attack and press high, I don't think they can cope. I mean, you've
yeah,
seen Southampton against them. Like, Southampton just took one chance, scored, and they pressed against them, and they maintained their shape the whole game,
yeah. And they
and
can't cope. Yeah.
exactly, and they can't cope. Liverpool's like a mentality monster. You have to break them down mentally before win the whole game. What about the Carabao? I mean, we won just yesterday. What do you think? You think we'll get it?
Carabao, I think we should win. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's almost a must win in the terms that it's a cup final. We haven't been lost Carabao Cup final. Was it 2012? I think we lost to Chelsea. I mean,
Yes.
this is a rare game for us to come by.
Mm-hmm.
For the story of Spurs being bottle jobs, to change that mentality, I think we've got to win it. We've got to win it.
Now that you said that, do you think by the end of the season, if we just win the Carabao Cup, would it be enough?
Um, I mean, if we finish second, Europa League final, FA Cup semi final, whatever, I don't think Carabao Cup would be enough, to be honest. I don't think Carabao Cup is a cup big enough to change a mentality of a team, to be honest. I think Carabao and Europa, I'd be very, very happy with. Even like if we finished even top four, Carabao and Europa, I think I'd be really happy with. But just on its own, I don't think we can use that as an excuse for us not driving to where we should be in terms of how good we are as a squad.
Okay, here's a follow-up question. Now, if it's just Carabao and in the league we're not like top four and we don't win the FA Cup and in the Europa we're out before the finals or even the semis, do you think Jose could do something next season?
I think it depends on the signings he wants to make, but we'll also have to see like the the state that the team's in at that time. If we've had lots of games where the fans have been frustrated, the players have been frustrated, and we're not playing good football,
Mm-hmm.
I think I can't see where he would change that. But I think if we finish on a good run of games, maybe we're unlucky in the Prem, but we win the Carabao and go far in the Europa. I think maybe a few signings, obviously get rid of some deadwood as well. And I think
Mm-hmm.
next season, yeah, we should definitely try and expand on that.
I mean, as much as people want to be happy because we have a chance of winning the Carabao, and I think it's too soon to celebrate. But even if we do win, I actually don't think it's enough. I actually won't celebrate as much. I feel like it's gonna be like an okay day for me if we won that because it's something we should have won a long
Yeah,
time ago.
I understand that. I understand
Yeah,
that.
and even if we do win, I mean, we played against Stoke and
Yeah,
Brentford. Like they're not that tough. It's an easy,
yeah,
road to the final. So if we play the final and we win it, I don't think it's enough. I think it's like it's not even like one of the top two biggest trophies
yeah.
in the country. So
No, let's be real. Like it's a major trophy, but it's not. I'd much
yeah,
rather have an FA Cup or
I mean, exactly, exactly. I think the FA Cup is more prestigious. I think the Premier League is like the biggest of them
but
all. So I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know how to feel if we win. As
yeah,
much as I want to be happy, but the rival fans are still going to talk about it. They're going to be like, "Oh, you ended your trophy drought with a Carabao.
yeah.
That's
That's
not
that's
good."
the problem. I'm gonna be happy. Yeah, and then we're gonna go on Twitter and everyone's gonna say, "Oh, they're celebrating a tin pot trophy."
Exactly, that's the thing. And
But what it could offer, if we win,
Mhm.
then we win that, and then we have a lot of confidence, and sort of we've changed this losing stigma. Then it could offer us a lot of confidence to then drive in the league and the Europa. But as you said, just having the Carabao this year, I don't think we should settle for that personally.
Exactly. That's why I always ask, like, is it enough? Is it worth celebrating, or should we just like watch it happen, watch us actually win something? Because like the final's not going to be an easy game. It's either United or City.
Yeah,
As much as we beat both teams in the league, but I think the final of a cup, it's like a different story. So I don't know.
yeah.
Even if we do win it, do I think it's enough? Do you think it's enough? I don't know. I really like. I wouldn't. I don't think a player would be like, oh, I achieved something big, and the Carabao is enough for me, and that's it. I don't think any player would even want to do that.
I don't think it's something that shifts the mentality of players too much, to be honest.
Agree. But yeah, like I said, like as much as people want to say it's a
Yeah,
boost to people's mentality, to the players' mentality, I actually don't think it's gonna affect us much. I really don't,
yeah.
because like it's like a mid-season trophy, right?
We won it before, so
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think the only thing it will help with is the thing on the back of the players' minds that they can't win trophies. Because if they lose that, it will really, really get to them, I think. So I think
Oh,
the final is a must-win in a way.
I mean, you make a good point because remember when we lost the finals of the Champions League and how bad we were?
Yeah,
That was such a tough moment for us. So, what about the FA Cup? Do you think we have a chance?
FA Cup's a bit more difficult because
Mm,
you never know what the draws are. I think obviously we should be in the next round. We've got Marine on Saturday.
exactly.
Um, I get it depends as well with fixture congestion. Like we're gonna have a lot of games to play. Everyone is, so maybe Jose won't respect the cup in that sense for the next few games in the cup. But I think as soon as we get into the quarterfinals, we've got to play full strength teams because we
Yeah, exactly, exactly,
we hired Jose for trophies.
exactly. But the thing is, does Jose ever rotate? I barely see him play or bench except Europa League, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because Højbjerg plays every game. Obviously he should. I think he's a great player.
Mm,
But the rotation isn't as much. Vinicius barely getting into the squad.
mm-hmm.
Um, Players like Lucas sort of on the edge of the team, where I think we could use those a bit more in the FA Cup and Europa.
Exactly. I was literally just gonna bring up Vinicius because Harry Kane played against Stoke, didn't he? And
Yeah,
he played against Brentford when I think Vinicius should have played both games. And I mean, Vinicius did have like an appearance against Brentford, but that's like in the 80 something minute. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's
it's
actually
like 5 minutes.
concerning me. Yeah, exactly. It's actually
Yeah,
concerning me because Jose last season said we need a new striker, we need a backup. Kane's overworked, but then Kane
yeah,
plays every match, and Kane actually exerts so much effort, and it's obvious that he's actually getting tired now. Like I mean, in the Brentford game, I don't
yeah,
think he's done much. I mean, his shots were not good. He was barely there. I haven't noticed him much, to be honest with you. But
yeah. I thought he was all right in Brentford. He, yeah, need to rotate him a bit more. He's such an important player to us as well. If he got injured in that game and then
Exactly.
we didn't have him for
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, when are we gonna start having confidence in Vinicius? When is Jose gonna start putting him in and playing him? It's actually starting to concern me. Like, if Jose doesn't believe in him, which he has every right to, I guess, as a manager, but if he doesn't believe in him,
yeah.
why buy him in the first place or loan him in the first place? You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. Tonight, United and City are gonna play. Do you have any predictions?
I think United will win. I've just got a feeling we're going to play United in that final,
Yeah, I think it's setting
and
up
I
the
think it would
stage.
be a lot
Yeah,
sweeter to beat United as well.
yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
setting up the
yeah,
stage for a
it's got that feeling,
United.
hasn't it? Ole
Yeah,
against Jose.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm honestly excited for that. I want that to happen because I think it's gonna clear things up. Who's like the better manager in the United team, Jose or Ole? And you could say many fans, if we beat United in the final, would say, "Oh, Jose should have stayed because Jose could have won us that cup." Now look at how he's doing in Spurs and all that.
yeah.
I
I
don't know.
mean, I've seen. I was going to ask. I've seen lots of people sort of criticize our style of football.
Mm.
Is that something you like seeing? I mean, not the criticism, but just the way that we play football. Because after the Crystal Palace and Wolves game, lots of fans were very frustrated. Is this something that we should stick to? Should we trust the system, or do you think we should alter it a bit and try and attack a bit more?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with generally just adapting to the game, isn't it? Like, you can't come in with one
Yeah,
strategy and then when that strategy fails, you stick to it. You always have to have a backup plan. And I think Jose always relies or believes too much in our defense, which is our weakest link. Our weakest link is our defense.
yeah, I agree.
We can't rely
I
on
agree.
them, so we can't sit back. I honestly think with a team like United, we cannot sit back. I mean, if you remember the
No,
6-1
definitely not.
win we played, Jose played
Yeah,
with Sanchez, and Sanchez was like a fast center back, so he helped us press high. I don't know. I'm actually worried. Like, I actually don't think you have a chance of winning if United play in the final. If we and at the same time we play the same style we play, I'm one of the pessimistic ones. What about Europa? You know, it's now the knockout stages. The teams in the third place of the Champions League groups, joined us. Teams like Manchester
yeah,
United,
yeah. I was just about to ask, which teams do I see us losing to in Europa? I think who's good in Europa though.
Real Sociedad, they're good.
Sociedad are good.
AC Milan.
Sociedad are good. Inter. Yep. I
Hmm.
think those two could cause us problems. And United and Arsenal, just because they're English clubs, could
Definitely.
cause us problems.
I think AC
And I
Milan could cause
expect we will
problems.
face one of United, Arsenal, Inter,
Mm.
or Sociedad in in the semis, because I expect us to at least get to the semis in that competition.
Well, I hope we get to the semis. Honestly, if
Yeah,
we
no, of course, bro.
if we get knocked out soon, that's honestly going to be such an embarrassment.
Well, this is the thing. This season, like, it's got so much riding on it as well. I mean, I'm of the opinion that if we don't win any trophies this season, Kane and Son will probably leave.
Even when they are negotiating for a new contract.
Maybe not, but I think I get that sense from Kane. He's always said that he needs to take his career up a step, and if we can't offer him that,
I'll be honest, despite my criticisms of Jose, but I actually think we're going to win something this year. But I don't think it's going to be a big one. I don't know why. Just a gut
yeah,
feeling. Because if you think about it, ever since like the restart of like the Premier League or the restart of football in general, because of the COVID pandemic, I don't know. Everything's been unpredictable. The teams were unpredictable. The players are unpredictable. The market's unpredictable. I don't know. I actually don't think it's as clear as it's been back then. I think it's just too cloudy right now. And the other leagues are actually doing well. The Premier League is not performing well, in my opinion. It's not up to
no,
the
true,
standard.
true.
So I don't know. I'm actually pessimistic. And we've seen in the knockout stages, there are teams that caught us, like Antwerp and Lask. I think they caught us.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really not confident if we keep continuing this form.
So let's say we won the Carabao, but we finished fourth,
Mm.
got to the semis of the Europa and
Huh.
whatever, didn't win the FA Cup. Would you then call for Jose out, or would you call for just a system change?
um, I mean, it depends. Have we seen Jose able to adapt and play a different system? That's a question we should ask ourselves.
Assuming, yeah, assuming that he maintains what he's done throughout the season and keeping to the system.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I mean, I think everyone would be like Jose out in the next 12 to 18 months. Here's my prediction. Jose out. Most people are going to be Jose out in
Yeah,
12 to 18 months. But I mean, I've seen kind of a
yeah.
system change against Leeds and
No,
against
I agree with that. Actually,
Brentford.
I agree with that.
I think once Jose pressed high and played attacking football to some sort, we've been
Yeah,
way better. I mean, there
yeah.
are countless of games like the Jose bottled that we could have easily won or at least
Oh,
draw.
yeah, I know. We would be top right now if we didn't sort of sit back in the second half.
Definitely. Here's the thing: United doesn't sit back in the second half, and look at them, and they're not even as good as we are. Nowhere as good as we
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
But here's the thing: if Jose maintain maintains the same system and plays the sitting back bullshit that we always see, I don't think anyone's going to support it because it's not good enough. We have a squad that's capable of winning something. Finally, we have depth. What about you? What do you think?
I agree. I mean, firstly, just to address, I think I agree in 12, 16 months, no matter what he does this season, I think he's shown that he pisses people off after a while and the players sort of don't like his style. And the fans get angry because it's not nice football to watch when you're not winning. It's great when you're winning. When you're not winning, you're starting to think, why are we doing this every week? I think I've been a bit skeptical. I got too carried away. After the United game, I think most of us got too carried away. I think we've got to give Jose credit on what he's done to the defence. I think the way he utilises Son and Kane, I mean, we've got the absolute best out of Son. He uses the best out of Son, which is how clinical he is.
Very
So
good
in those
point.
aspects, I can see the improvement we've made. So part of me wants to trust him and think, let's keep with it. Maybe we can build on this season. But I think realistically, I'd be quite disappointed if we didn't finish top two this year. Well, Carabao, Europa, and top two. I think great season, and then we'll go to the 21-22 campaign and try and push for a title.
I agree with a lot of what you say. I agree with a lot of what you say. It's very, very good. Here's the thing, like you mentioned this. Jose's like a 3-4 year cycle per team.
Yeah.
He's not a long-term project whatsoever. As much as I want to win trophies, I just don't think it's sustainable. Even if you sign players, okay? Even if we sign players next season, okay, let's say we win the Carabao, we win the Europa. I don't know about the FA, but we win the Europa. Top three, okay, this season. Next season we have to push for the league. Next season we have to win the league.
Yeah.
Whether we
Yeah.
sign big players or not, I think we have to win the league. It's time. All the teams, all the other teams, the top six, they're not at their best form. Chelsea's having issues.
True.
United's having issues. City's having such big issues. Liverpool are having issues
Liverpool.
too.
Yep.
They don't have the bench to win it. You know, I think barely any team has the bench to win it. Maybe Manchester United has the best bench in my opinion.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're better than all of them. So if we don't push for the league next season, I'm honestly going to be one of the first people that says Jose out. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't handle
Yeah.
this. You know.
Yeah, I agree. But we could also, as you said, the other big six are weak this year. We could find ourselves in a position where we push for the title this year. And I think if we're in a position where we can do that, we should just say, okay, let's do it this year, and not sort of, because if we win the Carabao and then February, March, we're still in the running, I think we could have a good chance because we've got such a good squad. Top two, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, top two. I mean,
Yeah.
I was honestly gutted when we lost to not Manchester United, to Liverpool, and we lost the league
So,
leadership. It was very disappointing because we do have the team too. Do you think we're gonna sign people this window to help us like push?
January is always hard. I mean, I don't believe this Sergio Ramos thing. If that happens, then my whole prediction will change. If that happens, then we win the league. But I don't think that will happen.
Yeah, it's too soon.
I've seen Boubakary Soumare is a potential, and maybe a centre back. But I think maybe just a centre back, and potentially sell some players we don't need.
Do you think we're gonna sell anyone? I mean, the Pochettino thing at PSG. You know, we've been having our players linked with them. Do you think anyone's gonna go?
I personally want to see Dele Alli go to PSG because I think he's a great player, but he doesn't fit into the system we have right now. But he deserves first team football. So I think I want to see him go to PSG, maybe on loan, and then we sign it, and then they can have an obligation to buy, or just as a straight out deal.
Here's my biggest worry about the PSG thing. Imagine Pochettino wins with them a trophy and Jose fails and loses to Ole or something.
If they win the Champions League or something, or even wins his first Champions League at PSG.
Or even like a domestic trophy before Jose. That's gonna be a big one. I mean, Jose has to win, right? Because I've seen like Talksport put out like some article saying that Jose might eclipse Pochettino at Tottenham if Jose wins a trophy. Is it? Do you think Jose could ever eclipse Pochettino in any way? If he wins
Only
a
if he
trophy?
won the Premier League or Champions League. Only those two trophies.
But I think other people said like Pochettino never won the FA Cup or the Carabao, so why the Premier League or the Europa?
Just because what Poch did to our team. Poch took us from a team that was battling for 7th and 8th in Europa to, at one point we were the best team in the league. That Chelsea season we had a slow start. We didn't win the league, but that point we were the best team in the league. Had the best defense in the league. Brought up so many good players. Dele Alli, development of Kane. I think Pochettino has a lot of respect among many Spurs fans, but he will only be eclipsed if we win a trophy that can change the club mentality, which for me I think is only Premier League or FA Cup. Like you say, Carabao's good, but
it's a stepping stone.
One of those two is the one we really want. Yeah, there we go, stepping stone.
Okay, here's the last question. do you think us now winning the Premier League, the Champions League, the Europa League, even the Carabao or the FA, do you think that actually led to our players becoming mediocre? Like, I mean, when a player doesn't win trophies for such a long time, I think he
Yeah.
tends to lower his standards, right? Do you think our players, well, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, lowered their standards because of now winning trophies?
I don't know if it's a standards thing, but I think the in their mentality, especially the Poch team, and we saw this with Jose team last year. I think
Mm.
our mentality's changed a bit this year. I think we can see that. But when we lost so many important games like the Chelsea 2-2, the West Brom one, the Leicester Champions League final, FA Cup semi-finals, it gets to players when you're in biting point of the game. So like that Juventus game where we lost 2-1, I think it was
Mm.
2017. Like that mentality, it was that mentality where, and it's the same stuff we see now in a sense where we think we can see games out and we're scared. I think that changes when you become a winner. But some of our players, that's I think ingrained in the back of their mind a bit
Like it's never gonna go. That bottler mentality is never gonna go.
until they win something.
I mean,
But I don't think Carabao will change it. Honestly, I agree with you. I'd love to win the Carabao so the memes about the trophy cabinet can stop. But I don't think it changes their mentality.
I honestly don't think it's gonna stop. Like even if we do win the Carabao, the fans, the
Yeah,
rival fans are gonna be like, "Oh, it's a Tin Pot Cup." We win the Europa, they're not gonna be happy. Like we can't please
yeah.
rival fans, and I don't care what they think, to be honest. But that's how it's gonna be.
Mm.
But here's my thing: I'm not buying the whole mentality thing. If I'm honest with you, I'm not buying it whatsoever.
Really?
No, I don't. I don't because like a lot of people tell me, "Oh, but Jose changed our mentality. Why do we lose such unnecessary games then? Why don't we press? Why don't we
True.
like if you see Liverpool, even when they're losing, they're trying. We don't try when we lose
Yeah,
or equalize. Like the West Ham game, if you watched it,
yeah,
we scored three and we sat back. We conceded two and we let them concede the third. So where's the change in mentality? That's what I always ask. Where's the change in
yeah.
mentality? The Norwich game, remember the
No,
cup
I agree.
game against Norwich in
Oh
our own
my god,
stadium?
yeah, I was there.
Where was the
Oh,
mentality? Where was the mentality? We lost it. We lost our minds. Even after the
hmm.
final whistle, Eric Dyer went into the stands. I mean, where's the mentality, So, like, do you honestly believe
Yeah,
our mentality changed?
and then there was the fighting with Son and Lloris. Like it got
Exactly.
to biting point. It definitely got to biting point.
Exactly.
But I think players like Højbjerg,
Hmm.
I know you're not a massive fan of him, but Eric Dyer, I think and Harry Kane as well. That's a good spine in our team now of people that really want to win. But as
Hmm.
you said, I think that mentality still shows like the games, that Crystal Palace game, the Wolves game. It's the same mentality we've seen before. But hopefully that changes. Who else can we? Which other manager in the world could bring us trophies and mentality change than this guy? I've just got to trust him for a bit.
I mean, yeah, sure. I get that. I get that. I think we're going like into breaking point when it comes
Yeah,
to the lack of trophies. I think we're tired of waiting. But it's gonna be funny if Jose doesn't win anything with us. That's gonna be the funniest thing ever. Like, I'm
it
not
will
even
be, and
gonna lie.
we will be an absolute meme if that happens. That we'll never get above that. I don't think, and that's the problem. If
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah, like
Trophies himself comes to Tottenham and we ruin him, then
yeah, I don't think like if he doesn't win anything, I honestly don't think we should consider ourselves a top six team anymore. Like we have to win. We really have to win. I'm honestly like excited, but
yeah.
I want the big ones. I want the big fish. I want the Premier League. I want it so bad.
I
That's
still
why
think we've got a chance for the Premier League,
for this
but
season.
we need to maintain. Yeah, we just need to maintain a good run. I think.
I mean, there's so many problems with that. Like, first of all, we don't have a front three. We have a front two. The right
Yeah,
wing position is just bad, and our defense is just bad, and the midfield is not creative enough. So I'm honestly worried about the Premier League. I honestly think we should have like big signings in big
yeah.
positions.
I think one or two signings in January, a centre mid and a centre back, and we could definitely have a chance. But if not, top two Europa, Carabao, and I'm happy.
I just want to see the signings next season, and I'm giving Josie one more season, which is
Yeah,
next season, and then that's
yeah,
when
yeah.
everyone's gonna settle.
Yeah, next season is his final one if he doesn't win anything. Sabitzer would be brilliant.
Okay,
Lots of clubs are after him. So
I think he's gonna come for us. I think Jose has a liking, and he has the pull for a player like
yeah.
Sabitzer.
Oh, he's got a big pull. He's got a big pull.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll hand it to him. As much as I
Definitely.
disagree with him, he
Yeah.
brought in good players. Okay,
Yeah.
it was fun, man. It was a nice conversation.
Yeah, man. It was good to talk to you, bro.
So,
Looking forward to this podcast.
well, yeah, it was fun, man. Thank you. I had a lot of fun. It
No
was very
worries, man.
informative.
All right, awesome. Cheers, Amro. See
Bye.
you, bro.
Bye. Okay, guys. This is the end of my third episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been fun with Will. I'll put his social media links down below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if you want to be my guest in the next upcoming episodes, don't be shy. Drop in a comment and I might, bring you in. Who knows?